I think we're live. Perfect. Welcome everyone. This is Trading 101 with Raghav Refines. As I continue on my journey, I would like to, share things that I'm going through and maybe that can help you learn a couple of things. All right. And in today's video, we'll basically learn how supply and demand works. Call it support, resistance, supply, demand, floor, ceiling. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. We'll try to understand the basic fundamental concept of it, how the underlying thing works, and then you can decide what you want to call it. So as you can see, this is XAU USD chart moving. Let's look at that. Big jump. Let's get rid of this. And just a disclaimer, I might have to jump out of the video, let's say if I have a customer or something, because I'm at my cannabis store. I own 2 locations in city of Winnipeg, and let's jump right into it. Okay, support and resistance. Does anyone here know how support and resistance work? I'll assume you guys have some idea of how it works, but I'll try to break it down as clearly as I can. So support, you know what, let's start with this. This here will help you understand this much better. Notes, okay. This here I was trying to explain it to my younger brother. Okay, support and resistance, let's get. The best way to put it is in floor and ceiling. So let's say the price has been moving somewhat like this. Breaks out and goes in again. Okay, so this is price XAU USD, and when the price moves, it doesn't just shoots up or down, it moves in a pattern of this sort. And with support and resistance, it helps us to identify key zones where price took support previously and what can be expected of price when it reaches key levels. So this right here will be our resistance. Now how resistance are formed? Let's say it's a 30-minute time frame, and you see a candle forming. You see a bullish candle forming like this after big momentum. All right, and then you see a red candle that breaks below previous low and forms something like this. So whenever this happens, this tells you one thing, that price took rejection at this key level. Price took rejection and price couldn't sustain that level and reversed from there, took a pullback, you can say. In that case, this will be identified as our, let's get rid of this, resistance, because price resisted this level and started going down, let's say. And then the other candle forms. Oh wait, this is not the right kind. And keeps going down. So once price makes its move down, and let's say a bullish candle forms after this. Oh wait, why I keep choosing the wrong kind? Let's, okay, I need this, and boom, done. Yes, so after forming a bearish candle, let's say it forms a bullish candle right here. This, my friend, will be your support, which means price, when was trying to go down, couldn't go any down further, and buyers kicked in right here and took support. Now this will be our support. This right here will be our resistance, our support. So this is the basic concept of support and resistance. Now let's move on to some advanced stuff. Before we move into some advanced stuff, remember, bigger time frame support and resistance are solid confirmations, and as you move down to smaller time frame, let's say 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 minute, let's say, these are weaker time zones, weaker confirmation. And let's say if you see a support or resistance form, let's break this down on a chart, and then we'll jump back to our, oh, this is taking longer than usual. Okay, not trying to trade. Okay, this here you see is our charts. Can I use pencil to know? Okay, let's zoom in here. Yes, this is a perfect example. We'll try to break this down as you see this big green candle forming. Wait, this is not object eraser. We'll do green. I think green. Oh yeah, much more suited for this color. We'll get it. Yeah, perfect. We'll do green. You see, price has been consolidating for quite a while, and then it breaks out in what, Tokyo session. Yes, Asia session starts here somewhere, and then price takes big jump here, solid momentum, and then price gets rejected at this level, as you can see, and it could not break that high. So this right here will be our resistance. Anytime price have hard time pushing above a certain level, that can be called resistance. And now this is 30-minute time frame. So 30-minute time frame is much stronger confirmation compared to 5 minutes, 15 minutes. And then, oh, I can't scroll further. Okay, let's take red. This right here can be called a support. So you see, price had hard time breaking the resistance or supply zone. That's the other name for the same concept. Nothing changes, the concept stays the same. Supply zone basically means that people will start dumping their position. Let's say if someone bought here or here, and the price then have moved. How much the price have moved? Okay, 200 pips. So a trader like me or an institutional trader who just have captured 200 pips, 200 odd pips, will start selling his position, right? That means there's more supply in the market now, and then the price starts to drop, and anyone who bought here, selling here, and then this support, how does that form? Price pushing down, bearish candle, and then it forms somewhat doji candle right here, and then it takes support, which means it starts to consolidate here and doesn't go any down further, and then takes support and boom, goes up again. Now this is on a 30-minute time frame. Let's go to 15-minute. Same idea. price took. Okay, let's screenshot this. So this is the same same price action from 30-minute time frame, just on the 15 one now. As we know, price took support here, resistance here. So, and this area, my friends, can also be called a range, that the price has been moving in this range. Let's say price is consolidating. Okay, how about this? I extend this support. Price took support at this level, and then I will extend this all the way. As you can see, the price where it took support previously goes to the resistance, gets rejected, starts moving downwards, breaks our support on 15-minute time frame, and then keeps consolidating here. So whenever price moves within the range, it is a little risky to trade, but depends upon the size of the range. Size of range. Let's say if it's 20 pips only, that is no trading zone. Now, to understand this even further down, so that you have much better idea of this price right here, I'm in a position, but I'm only in what, 0.01 lot, so 1 cent lot. Coming into September, I'm taking it a little easy on the lot size, or because I want to develop a habit of holding it much longer, and one red candle should not affect my trade, or one green candle, one opposite direction candle should not affect my decision taking capabilities, and I should be able to hold longer for the trade. Alright, I'll see you let's see if I can connect in one go. Okay, I cannot. Let's stop mirroring. Alright, now I'm back on my iPad. Okay, this works great. Let's put this back here for now, and I'll show you my position and the thought process behind my position. This is where I entered. Let's scale. Price took support here after rejecting this level. All right. I'm so not professional when it comes to using MT5, but I think with time it will get better. Okay, now I can see this dot. That's what I was aiming to do. Okay, let's get rid of this and then make a new one. As you can see, this will be my support here. Why can't I move this? Oh yeah, I can move this now. Okay. The price formed a support right here, breaks above my resistance level. Alright, and that's when I entered. So this will be categorized as an impulse entry. Highly risky, not suggested when you are beginner. I'm a beginner myself and I still do it. And this is one odd habit that I still need to fix. Okay, and here's the open position. I enter here, my stop loss is what? Let's see. 50-60 pips, but it's only 0.1 lot, right? If I want, I can just break even it now or bring it to the previous support that has formed. The goal with this trade is just to develop a habit of holding my trades much longer I've seen this, that when I have smaller lot size, I'm able to hold longer. And once that has achieved, as you can see here, $4.80 in profit. Oh boy, I'm rich. Coming back to support and resistance, this here was our previous resistance, and this is where I entered. When it broke this, I entered, and I'm still inside the trade. So we'll see how this goes. So the best way to do this is, let's say if you're on a live chart, go to 1 hour and see what price has done in past few hours. Alright, as we can clearly see, price is in an uptrend, right? So whenever price is an uptrend, you try to identify previous supports and previous resistance. So this, my friend, or perhaps this here, will be our support and resistance. Because if you can see price from past how many hours, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, past 15 hours haven't been able to break 3540, this zone. And so this is the kind of trade you would want to get into. As you can clearly see, past 10 hours, 10 plus hours, price hasn't been able to break that level. And then when it does break that level, look at this, keeps pushing up. And then you can trust the volume coming in from the New York Open and the NYSE Open. That, my friend, is A plus setup in my short span of trading. And bigger the time frame, stronger the zones are. Keep that in mind. That is very, very, very important. Bigger the time frame, stronger the zones get. Smaller the time frame, weaker zone, weaker confirmations, and weaker support and resistance. It's easier for price to break supports and resistance at a smaller time frame, and it gets harder for price to break levels on a bigger time frame. So from 1 hour, if you can see, got rejected again, rejected just wicks and gets rejected, comes back down to its support and takes support. Okay, so if we move from 1 hour to 30 minute, you can still see rejected. How many times it got rejected from the same zone, and when it finally breaks that zone, let's say you enter here, that would have been good day if you can capture all that move. And one more thing I would like to mention is, you see bullish, bearish, then again bullish, bearish, and then you jump to 1 hour time frame, how much more cleaner that looks. As you know, gold is on all-time high. Never in the history of human mankind prices of gold has been close to 3,500 USD, which is crazy. And it gets a little risky when you trade all-time highs, but just like anything, everything is risky. So now we'll hop back onto our iPad and try to make much more sense of price action and support and resistance. So let's take a screenshot here. Done. Oh, I can zoom in. That's nice. Let's do this. Here will be our support, the resistance. Now, one thing that matters the most is to see range size. Let's use some other color. The difference between your resistance and support will tell you range size. Let's say if this is 40 pips. Now 40 pips basically means $4 of move, and this is just an example, so don't quote me on that. $4 of move, and the price has what? Gone to the resistance, took support, breaks the resistance, and form new support here after the green candle forms. Yeah. So once price does that, you have to adjust your levels. Now this will be invalid. This support goes invalid, and then you form a new support here. Oh, wait. So you continuously dynamically adjust your support levels and key levels. This will be new resistance, so then you will wait for price to push above this resistance, previous high, and then maybe enter based upon your setup forming. Now it's very important to understand support and resistance because it helps you make sense of price action in a way that helps you trade and break down your trades further down. Now, when we say price moves like this or goes down like this, there's another concept of support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support. And to understand that, we'll bring our good old tennis ball. You know, sometimes I try to have funs with these videos. The whole goal is to have so much fun that it doesn't seem like work. And I have so much downtime at one of my cannabis locations because we started it new and it's still building up. So I decided might as well use this downtime, make some videos and have fun through that. All right, tennis ball. I love this example. This is a box with various levels on it. Or say this is a building. Yes, let's consider it a building box. Building box. And in this building we have various levels, various floors and ceilings. See, I could be a Picasso, but I try not to, you know. And then our good old bull comes right here. Now, as we have said earlier, this is our floor, ceiling, / floor. Let's not confuse it with... Let's just focus on this as of now, floor. And whenever the ball, you bounce it down to the floor, it goes up, right? And then you throw it down, it bounces back, goes to the ceiling, and from the ceiling it comes back down. That, my friend, is support and resistance. So the ball resisted the ceiling and then bounced back again from the floor. Floor in this case is also our support, if that makes sense. Yeah. Now, when I said earlier, let me write this down as well because this is important. Resistance becomes support. Support becomes resistance. Now, what do I mean by that? Resistance becomes support. You know how this bowl took resistance from this level and came back? Now think about this. If this bowl somehow in some scheme broke the ceiling and is able to break the ceiling with so much intensity that it goes to the next level, just like transcended to the next level, let's say. Oh boy. Yeah, the ball gets bigger. You know, every time ball breaks a level, it gets bigger because it has learned the consciousness, it has understood and refined itself. Hence the name Raghav Refines. Alright. Ball breaks above previous ceiling, and then now this ceiling, my friend, becomes ball's support because the force it takes for the ball to break above the ceiling, it doesn't have any much force left, right? It just did an upgrade, went to next level. So once the ball breaks above our ceiling or our resistance, that resistance then becomes new support. Oh wait, what did I do? Yes, let's bring the floor back. So this previous resistance is our new support or new floor. I hope that makes sense. At any point, if you think it's getting a little complicated, that's because you have no idea how support and resistance work. That means you need to watch this video multiple times to make much deeper sense of this. And I would say it is one of the most important concepts that you will learn, and it will stick with you for the rest of your trading career if you decide to take this path seriously. This is very, very important stuff. So once the ball breaks our ceiling and goes to the new level, then it bounces here for some time. So this will be our new resistance and this will be our new support. And then let's say, oh boy, okay, wrong thing. Our ball somehow breaks this resistance and starts bouncing here. And at some point, it breaks our support and comes back down to previous level. So all you have to do is see where the ball bounces back and gets rejected from. So ball took a rejection here. So this is our resistance. This was our support. But then the ball breaks our support and goes to the previous level. So when it's coming back to the previous level, which earlier was resistance when we were moving up, will be now its new support. So we can expect the ball to take some support at this level. Too much gacha macha, so we'll clear things out. I hope this makes some sense to you till now. Bounces and then breaks this support, and then once, let's say, the ball breaks its supports, the most closest support will be this floor right here, and then we expect that it respects the previous support and takes support from here to go back up and break the resistance. Ideally, let's have a new ball. keeps bouncing back and forth for a long time. That basically is also called consolidating, which means price have no fixed trend right now. It's not moving up or down, it's just ranging. Ranging is just another word for consolidating. And this happens when there is no clear trend in the market. Now I want you to take a screenshot of this. Keep this with you until you fully understand resistance becomes support and support becomes resistance as price moves. What is this? Let me check. Your order to buy 0.000064 BTC is complete. Now, how do we bring this concept of supply and demand, support and resistance to our trading? So whenever you're in front of charts, you need to identify support, resistance on bigger time frames and then refine it to the body of the smaller time frame. So let's say, let's go to 1 hour. 1 hour, clearly you can see the price is in momentum, it's an uptrend. And whenever price is in uptrend, we look for supports. Okay, let's make more sense of this. Let me get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Boom, and this. Okay, as you can clearly see, price is in clear uptrend. Let's take a screenshot of that and make. My job here is to make it as simple as I can, and I'll try my best. I'm very new to trading myself, but that, brings new perspective to the game. All right, as you can see, price is in clear uptrend. Right? Now, how do we use support and resistance in our trading setups, or how do we plan our trades based upon support and resistance? So this is one of the basic understanding, and you need to have more confluence. Can't just rely on support and resistance. You need to have more confirmations, more confluences, which we'll cover in some other video. Right now we'll focus just on support and resistance. As you can see, price took resistance here, and then for a long time it took support at this level. So the ball that we talked earlier kept bouncing within this range, right, until it breaks the ceiling or resistance, goes to the next ceiling, and then comes back down. Hopefully that makes sense. And whenever, okay, very important line, let's write this down. In an uptrend market, we buy support. In downtrend market, we sell resistance. In an uptrend market, we buy support. In downtrend market, we sell resistance. Now that we know that, what is this? It's an uptrend market. And like we said earlier, in an uptrend market, we buy support. Let's take a screenshot again, 1 hour time frame. In an uptrend market, we buy support. So price moved up, took resistance here, comes here. This will be our support, and you can see how the candle prints. Will make a separate video on how candle affects your entry and exit, and how candlesticks can be used as a confirmation for entry. But for a clear understanding, for a simple understanding, we buy support in uptrend market. So this right here, my friend, is support. So you buy here, see, and then let's identify more. Okay, let's look at this. Resistance, price took resistance here, support here. We wait for price to come to the support, form some certain candles, and we enter here. Or if you want to play it safe, and we all know that it took some let's bring those levels back. As we all know, it took resistance at this level, so price rejected this level previously, and let's say we're not sure if price will do the same thing or will consolidate again. Let's say instead of moving up, it just took resistance again, the price rejected and came back. In that case, that is called range trade. And in the beginning, you only want to trade ranges if you are comfortable enough with your lot size. Take small lot size, understand how support and resistance work, see if there's any volume coming from the sessions. Let's say if you're trading New York Open and there is enough volume that you can rely on the volume, and let's say, and then you enter here and you know the volume will kick in as New York opens, which, my friend, is not a sure thing will happen or not. It's not necessary that on every New York session there will be volume. Volume is very subjective. It moves from session to session. Sometimes you'll see volume in New York Open. I've never traded London myself, so I can't speak for London, and then you'll see volume in Asia session as well sometimes. So volume shifts, but it's our good friend. Volume is our good friend. So is trend. So you enter here in an uptrend, we buy at support. So we buy at support and we get our pips. Let's see. Price is still continuing to push up, which is good, as we have a 0.01 lot position. The reason I took 0.01 was last few days of August, I bumped up my lot size to 0.08 and I had issues managing the risk, and I think I was over managing my risk, which was hampering the gains. I would say over managing is a problem as well, that you guys will go through at some point as well. Okay, I hope this all makes sense to you to some degree. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Hopefully I can help you with your questions. Let me show you this. In 1 hour time frame, you can see how clear the price looks. Let's move down to 30 minutes and you can clearly see bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. But this is where we look for supports and resistance. Why can't I select this? Okay, I selected this. Okay. So I woke up this morning, I saw price right here, 6 a.m. I woke up and I saw that the price has been consolidating for past some hours. We can extend this all the way here, and then this will be our support. If you want to move it down here to the left, you can, but this is how I like it personally. So as we can clearly see, price is ranging, going up to the support or to the resistance, takes rejection, comes back to our support, and has been doing that for, I don't know, few hours. Let's measure that. Price has been in this range for past 20 hours, my friend. So that's another thing to consider. When the price has been consolidating for long enough, you can expect there will be a breakout at some point. And the longer the time duration gets, the chances of breakout or the chances of breakout gets more. And as we all know, it's a probabilities game, and more consolidation means higher the probability of price pushing out of the zone. And that's what happened. Price breaks above this zone and then forms a bearish candle here and comes back to test this zone. Anytime you see VIX on a bigger time frame, it's the market structure of the smaller time frame. And now what do I mean by that? Remember these purple lines, okay? And then this red candle that formed on a 30-minute time frame, this smaller body, larger VIX. Remember this candle, okay? And now we go back to, let's say, 5 minutes. All right, now we are down to 5 minutes. Remember that candle that we saw on 30 minutes? That big wick, no body candle? That's this area right here. So the price broke out of our resistance, goes to the next, resistance formed here, and then comes back to our previous resistance, which is now support. So that's how it works. But at the same time, remember, we jumped from 30-minute time frame down to 5-minute time frame, and as we discussed before, smaller the time frame, weaker the confirmation, weaker the zones are. Think of it like this. If you go to 30-minute time frame and you see support, resistance on that can be considered as a concrete wall. All right, I think I'll have to jump out of the stream. We'll see. There we go. Here we have a customer. Let me shut down the mic. We'll be right there. Okay, he can wait for 1 minute. I'll be. All right, sorry that I had to jump out of the video. Like I said earlier, I have customers here at one of my cannabis locations that I need to deal with, and that's my priority more than this, because this is my hobby as of now. I'm doing this because I'm having fun, trying to spread some value. So yeah, I might have to hop out one more time because this lady was from Toba Grown, which is a company in Manitoba, which is one of our suppliers. Good thing about these companies is they give us so many free stuff. I love it. All right, look at this baby. I entered at 3359.93, if you can see. Yeah, okay. All right, I'll have to jump out and you can see my conversation with her, I guess. Alrighty, what do you got? That's very
cute
neat.
little gnome with a bong, and they're locally made.
Locally made,
Locally
handcrafted.
handmade. Yeah, so
That's very neat.
yeah, so it's a cute little thing. We just wanted to make sure that it's getting.
And you know what? We're doing a raffle on our other location, so this will be perfect gift, I guess.
Okay, great. You know what? I'll stop by the other location. And
Drop one there if
off
you can,
there,
please,
too.
please.
I probably won't be able to make it today, but tomorrow I can do it. So
All
the
right.
raffle probably not for
Both
not happening
locations.
immediate.
No, we're doing it for month of September.
Okay.
So yeah.
Perfect. I'll stop by there tomorrow, and that way this is for this store, and
This
then
is-
the other store will have.
I'll
it
have
as
to
well.
send a picture to Jesse, and he's getting more creative with these things, which is nice.
Definitely. Yeah. Apparently he's long loved gnomes personally since he was younger.
Yeah?
Like the garden gnomes, he always had a soft spot for those. So when he saw them, he just thought that was a great idea.
This is great idea. I like
Yeah.
it.
I
Nice.
like that it's handmade and local. I love that supporting the local.
That's what
economy,
Toba
right?
is all about, right? Local Manitoba, and which is good, which is nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kim.
No problem at all. Oh, you know what? I didn't get an
What
answer
else
for
you got?
you about the bongs or the blends. Sorry.
Clear tube.
Yeah. Out in clear tubes.
You can always email us to that. You don't have to get an answer right away.
Okay.
Just
They're
is it-
usually very fast.
They
They're
are?
very good with usually. I mean, if they're not in a meeting or something, but I'll give it 30 seconds and then I'll just email.
You know what? I'll order anyway,
I
so
guess that's true. But
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that they'd already be in the clear packaging.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
They
Good to
are.
know.
Okay. I will see you next time.
Perfect.
Have a
Kim.
great week.
You as well. See you soon.
Bye.
All right. Back in the picture again. Look at this. Bought at this, $11 in profit. Maybe I should just break even now and let the price continue. Because if it's at break even, what's the harm? Right? Okay. I'll do it this. Oh wait. This right here. Okay. This is sorted. Look at this. What did I get from our supplier? We'll use it for a raffle draw, probably. Okay, this video is 1 hour long already, which is fairly long in today's day and age. You know how people brains have fried because of the TikTok boom boom boom. 1 hour video, if you tell someone to watch 1 hour long video, their brain can't process that anymore. So, you know how we bought this when this support or when this resistance was broken? Now if you see, we have a new support foam which is right here. You see? So that's how you move that's how resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. Maybe I should give some more clarity, or that's enough for today's video. I think that's fairly long video for you guys to watch. Watch this, and if we have more to cover on the topic of support resistance. I'll make another video explaining it. And yeah, so this was my first episode of Trading 101. Anyone who's watching this, welcome. Thank you. This is my newest venture, I would say, and professionally doing this YouTube thing now, which is amazing. Is there any last thing I want you guys to look at? Remember 2 points that we discussed earlier. Remember these 2 points that we discussed earlier, and that I'll end it on that. Remember these 2 points. Resistance becomes support in an uptrend. What does that mean? This is an uptrend, you see. Let's plot some. All right, this was resistance, this was support, and as the statement says, resistance becomes support. This resistance, when the price moved out of this, becomes support at this point. What was resistance at this point, and then here when it comes, it becomes support for the price. Similarly, support becomes resistance. Now what does that mean? I'm quickly doing this and end this video on this, that way you know what actually matters when it comes to resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. When I say support becomes resistance, that happens in a downtrend market. Okay, so this is how it looks. This is our support, this is our resistance. When price breaks below this support and comes back to test this, this will be the new resistance. So you see, support becomes resistance. That's right, support becomes resistance. And how do we use supply demand or support resistance in our day-to-day trading? Is an uptrend market we buy support, in downtrend market we sell resistance. Now going back to this, an uptrend market we buy support. So price moved from here, took resistance here, came here, came down here, makes new support, let's say. So we buy at support in an uptrend market, we sell at resistance in a downtrend market. Takes support, takes resistance, at resistance we sell. So I hope this video makes sense. Thank you so much if you watched the whole video, and I hope you learned something out of it. I'll try my best to keep making these videos. My goal is to make 2 videos a day. Okay, this lost connection. Unable to connect. Oh boy. Now we're in deep waters. See, oh, it's still recording. Nice. So thank you everyone for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.